We also have a very large research department. In fact, inside IBM, we separate research and development. We have the development side and we have the research side. Now, in the research side, they're typically focused on looking at the future. And when I mean the future, not just 2011, not just 2012, but way beyond that. Doing lots of analytics, lots of concept evolution thinking. And as part of that research, we're also continuing to look at how people are in fact using mobile computing devices. And a couple key trends that we look at to make sure that we're understanding and that we're providing the right service to our customers and the right applications to our business partners is you look at the common usage around mobile devices. Right? People want to get in their mobile device, they want to view the information, they want to make a transaction, and they want to get off of the device relatively quick. Right? They're not typically staring in front of their device doing their entire work on there. So you need to be fast, you need to be efficient, and you need to make sure that you're providing relative information down to them. Right? So if you look at a lot of websites today, and when you want to bring those services and those capabilities down to a mobile device, the reality is you don't need to bring all of them. So how can you start to analyze those services and the right capabilities on those existing websites down to the mobile devices? Obviously, I'm not going to go through this entire chart. This is kind of the IBM bragging right chart around mobility. If you look at a typical mobile framework, all the way from identifying key business results at the top, which will typically help you identify then the applications you need to surface for those business results. I mean, if you're trying to focus on operational efficiency and employee workforce, lots of the applications that you want to put on a mobile device are related to collaboration. If you're looking at trying to identify key performance indicators and how your business is running, you're probably looking to bring down more business intelligence and business analytics applications. The variety is that we have a variety of solutions across our software group inside IBM that'll match to whatever your key business drivers are. And that'll help you identify what are, in fact, the right applications you want to put onto those devices, as well as on that more back-end level, right? How do you want to manage the security? How do you want to build additional applications, leveraging some of our mobile development tooling capabilities? To talk about a couple of customer scenarios here, one of them is, in fact, an application that I have running even on my BlackBerry, is one for Air Canada. Now, if you go to any of the app stores and you search for your favorite airline, you're probably going to find an application available for that airline. And this is really focused on what we helped Air Canada build in this case was an application focused on the personal and business travel user. So the ability that when I go on to my application now, I have the capability, whether I'm sitting at the airport, whether I'm taking a train to the airport, I can check the status of my flight. I can check in on my flight. I can see where the gate is. I can actually go as far as start to make reservations right from my mobile phone or change any reservations. And you can see some of the underlying technology, and IBM Services helped build out this application, and today it supports both the iPhone, iTouch, and BlackBerry. Another customer example is ING. Now, what's really interesting is when you get into online banking. This is a very common trend for many financial institutions today, is how can I provide online banking to my customers? Now, it's a completely different problem than, say, Air Canada has in one major way. You need to make sure that the network utilization for these applications are up and running with the right level of availability. And what I mean by that is there's a big difference if I'm going to look up flight information and I have a network disruption and I need to start over, than if I'm going to purchase a stock or a mutual fund or trade a large amount of money from one account to another account and I have a network disruption, right? If I have to start over, well, what happened? Did that transaction go across? Right? If I'm trying to actually make a market purchase in real time and there's a network disruption, that can fundamentally change my decision making on whether, if I need to go back in, and whether I want to make that transaction again. So there's a lot more capability that we need to work with, specifically going after this mobile banking space, to make sure that not only do we provide a good, clean interface on the front end, but we need to ensure that we actually have the right transactional-based processes on the back end. Another example, in the retail industry, Sears. Right? Now, when they look at mobile strategies, they're looking at more than just devices. Right? They want to make sure they provide a consistent interface to be able to make purchases, transactions online, right? Continue to grow their revenue through a variety of different manners, whether it be through a mobile interface, whether it be through just going through their web browser, or whether you want to walk into that store after you've seen something in a catalog or you've seen something on your mobile phone and be able to easily go up to a mobile kiosk and complete that same transaction right then and there. And we're continuing to see more and more retail organizations focused on providing mobile solutions, online buying. You combine that with some of the social analytics coming out there today around ratings and recommendations. Not only can you actually make transactions online, but when users come to their mobile devices, they can automatically get recommendations based on your previous purchasing history or based on other people with similar patterns as you in this purchasing history. We're going to make these recommendations for you. Now, a little bit further out, right? Mobility is not just about tablets and about smartphones. We're doing lots of work, and we think we're going to see mobility hit a variety of additional areas. We already have Wi-Fi available on lots of planes. That is, if you have a device with you, that you can connect to that Wi-Fi. We think we're going to see more mobility applications being brought down into cars, into planes. Inside IBM Research, we have a mobile wristwatch that we're working on. Of course, the user interface and the ability of some of the capabilities that you can do on that are certainly limited, but we're certainly looking at providing more access to a variety of different devices, more endpoints to the end users here. Now, if I switch gears and talk about mobility from an IBM standpoint, from an IBM workforce standpoint, collaboration is the killer asset that we have. And that's because of the diverse workforce that we have in the global workforce. So if you look at some of the capabilities that we provide IBM, we provide them email, calendar, contacts, anyone that has a smartphone. We provide them the right clients to get back into IBM's infrastructure, the right VPN clients. We have security-based software running on these devices, and we want to make sure that it can support both open Office as well as PDF and Microsoft Office attachments for viewing, as well as real-time communications. And what I mean by real-time communications is not just chat anymore. We actually started looking at providing web meetings. I can't tell you how many times I'm sitting in an airport and I'm actually on a conference call and they're sharing presentations and slides and I can't see those. Well, not anymore. We have in beta today, in fact, mobile clients for both our cloud and on-premise meeting service capability. So on my BlackBerry, on my iPhone, I can now stay in lockstep as the slides transition as well as be on the call at the same time. I thought I would share a couple screenshots of how seriously we take mobility inside IBM. This is our corporate intranet. We call it W3. When I log in the morning, this is what I see. We have a tab right there in the middle you can see called Mobility. This is specifically where I can go as an IBMer, I can get all the information I need to know around mobility. I can see a catalog of applications IBM supports that I can easily download onto my device. I can see some social communities automatically loaded here based on different devices. And this is certainly helping us with self-support right? If I switch tomorrow from a BlackBerry to an iPhone and I want to get help, well, guess where I'm going to go? I'm going to go to the iPhone community. It's a community of advanced users inside IBM that already have an iPhone, have probably stumbled upon the same questions that I have, and are the power users that can help me get through and help me figure out how I need to configure my phone to be able to get on the network. Something else that we're piloting just in the US right now is location-based awareness. So my phone has GPS on it. One of the applications that they push down to my phone for me is something that syncs with the GPS on the phone and sends it back up to IBM servers. So on that same mobility tab, and this is a screenshot of earlier this week, where am I? It's the exact latitude, longitude, and in fact altitude. I don't know why they want to put altitude in there. Location of where my phone is. Now based on that, they can build a mashup. What's the weather look like? If I'm traveling in San Francisco, sure, I can look out the window and see what the weather looks like today, but you know, is it going to rain later at PM? Do I want to bring an umbrella? Or what's the closest IBM facility? As I'm traveling around the US and I need to go into the IBM offices to meet with some clients or to even print out my boarding pass, not only does it tell me where the closest IBM facility is, it gives me the tools right from here. Do I need to schedule a conference room? Do I want to print on demand, which automatically downloads the printer drivers in that facility onto my PC, so I can even print something from my hotel, drive in, and even pick it up.